Yo, what up, YouTube? I want to talk real quick, man, about black women and narcissism. Controversial. But listen, I want it to be understood. This is not a video that trashes black women. I'm not trying to drag black women. I want to examine, right, this personality disorder from a historical perspective in terms of slavery. And also, I want to look at it from a social engineering perspective in terms of think tanks and the elites' manipulation of the behaviors and attitudes that we see play out in society. Okay, that's where I'm going with it. This is not a, black women, bashing session, right? Okay, now, the reason why I'm asking this question is that it has become apparent to me and to the rest of the entire society that black women's attitudes are their aggressiveness, right? And to be frank, sometimes just the rudeness, the entitlement, right? It's at 100. Am I talking about all black women? No, I'm not. Right? We have some very, soft-spoken, professional, polite, courteous, strong, independent black women. We have black women that fit into every category of description, college educated, right? We have those who are great communicators. But what I'm saying is, the image, right, the greater image of black women and the main issue, if people have issue with black women, they're going to bring up their attitudes, right? And I, like I'm sure a lot of you have encountered a very bad attitude, negative energy, and negative vibes from black women for absolutely no reason. It happened twice just in the past week, right? One time I was going into the store, and as I got in the line, right, there was a black woman. Sister was in another part of the store shopping. And I stood in the line. I never saw her. She wasn't in the line. As soon as I took my place in line, she said, excuse me, after me. And I don't have any, I did not respond by cussing her out, giving it. I said, oh, no problem. I didn't see you. You know what I mean? But here's my thing. Why are you talking to me like that? What did I do? You know what I mean? You weren't in the line. I have every right, to say, well, you wasn't in the line and take it to the next level, right? But I wouldn't dare do that because I know that black women are not going to tone down. In a lot of cases, they're going to get louder and louder and louder, right? And this is their area, right? Being argumentative in a lot of cases is what they're trying to do. Now, I can hear some of y'all right now. White women do it too. Spanish, yes, they do. I didn't say you were the only one, but I'm talking about my community right now, right? And I have love for black women, bro. Like, I'm not out, once again, I'm not out to trash. But why is she coming at me that way? She doesn't know me from a can of paint, right? And it would be easy for me to say, or for somebody to say, well, that's her. Well, that would be easy to say if I didn't encounter this on a consistent basis, right? Fairly consistent basis from black women at random. I do not have to know them. We do not have to be engaged, right? But you can get talked to in a very aggressive manner by black women for apparently no reason, right? There was another time I was waiting across the street. The light turned. And there was a black woman doing something. She was next, to go through the light in her car. And she was doing something else in the car. So I simply said, you got the light, right? I said it politely as I could. I did. She said, I see it. And rode off with it. Yeah. So where does this come from? Where does this attitude in black women originate? And black women, let's just admit it. right? It's too late. The cat is out of the bag, right? The whole entire world knows that this is an earmark, right? This is a trademark of black women. Let's just get that out there. I watched 2 comedy specials on Netflix, one by D.L. Hewley and one by a little bit older one by Tracy Morgan. I watched it recently, and a good 40% of their show dealt with their black mother and their attitude, right? They were making comedy out of just how aggressive and domineering their moms were. Now, I know a lot of black women are going to say, well, the reason for that is all we got to deal with. Hey, listen, I get it, right? I can go with that. Like, I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm not going to say black women ain't never been through nothing, right? That makes them that way. Okay, but here's the thing. I see something even deeper than that, right? I mentioned social engineering. A lot of you may not be familiar with the term. As a matter of fact, the term is being deliberately confused with another form of social engineering that has to do with hacking computer systems, right? But the social engineering I'm talking about comes from think tanks, right? Comes from the elites' ability and desire to manipulate the rest of society, right? Because the ruling class, right, it only makes sense that if they want to continue to rule, right, the masses, then the masses need to be divided against each other, right? And they need to be divided along many lines, right? Racism, sexism, classism, generational beef, right? All of these things, straight against gay, young against old, right? North against South, many lines of division, Democrat against Republican, right? And this is not a new technique, right? This is something that they had to have in slavery, have to have division, right? A lot of people think that they ruled through fear, which they did. But the thing is, in slavery, we were not just ruled by fear, because you may overcome your fear, right? And come up to the big house and attack me, right? So as they have several tactics and techniques to keep slaves from feeling like they can come up to the big house and overtake the family, right? And one of them is divide and conquer. Divide and conquer, right? And since slavery, the white slave owner has looked at the black woman as an asset. She's someone that can keep this thing going, right? And what he did was give her certain rights and privileges, right? You come up to the big house, Martha. You could work up here. You don't have to work in the field, right? And then, like I said, they have several tactics, right? First, endear her to me and the family, right? Give her let her eat this food instead of that food, right? Okay. And then the fear. I noticed that boy of yours, he getting kind of big. You'll keep him in line, right, if you don't want him shipped out of here. I saw that husband of yours. He looked a little disgruntled the other day. Don't let me have to whip him in front of everybody. You better keep him in check, right? Making her the boss, right? So she goes back because she had the entitlement and the privilege to be at the big house. She goes back and says, Roy, you better stay in your place. Massa, he noticed that attitude on you. You know what I mean? And Johnny, you're getting kind of big now. Don't you sass the overseer. Right? She's in charge. She's in charge. And right, and she feels like I'm doing this to protect mine. And I understand. It's only right. Right? But what about generation after generation after generation of this entitlement, privilege, and power of Big Mama, what is it doing to the males? Emasculating, robbing you of your position as the man, robbing you. And nothing corrupts like power. Now, see, now the woman has power, right? How many people remain genuine, people of integrity, right? When they feel like I have total power, right? Power corrupts. It corrupts the personality and the person, right? And then, not only that, there is something called Stockholm Syndrome, right? Look it up. It's when the oppressed begin to imitate the actions of the oppressor. The oppressed begins to imitate the oppressor, right? Let me give you an example. Boy, bye. Who calls black men boys? The white man, right? All throughout slavery in the South, boy, you could be 57 years old, boy. Now, let me ask you this. What other women of any other ethnicity refer to their adult males as boy? I hear black women now, well, if you start acting like a man. Hey, listen, it doesn't matter how Juan acts, how Roberto acts, how Tony acts. They do not refer to Italian women, Mexican women. They do not refer, even African women, Jamaican women, other groups of black women. They do not refer to their adult males as boys. Because they know, even if he's acting like a boy, I can't expect, right, adult behavior out of him if I refer to him and pigeonhole him into this class of being a boy. How am I ever going to get my grown man behavior out of him if I teach him that he's a boy, and this is the limit of the respect that I'm going to give you? I'm so ashamed. We have a movie out called Boy Bye. Never watched the movie, right? The movie could be empowering. I don't know. But in this case, I'm guilty of judging a book by its cover, right? I just don't respect the title alone, right? There's a movie about black men, male-female relationships. It's called Boy Bye, right? I don't know what we expect that to do. Is this supposed to motivate and encourage or further emasculate? What do you think, right? Now listen, I said that power, it corrupts, right? Now, narcissism are people, right? They're people that feel entitled, right? And they feel special, right? And they're manipulators, right? And they seek to control and dominate, right? And eventually to destroy the victims of their narcissistic personality disorder. They eventually seek to destroy you, right? So if I start you off with power and you eventually enjoy it and you want to keep it, then you will become more manipulative, right? Because you don't want a person to go outside the bounds of your power. You don't want them to go outside the boundaries of your control. So now, right, you will become manipulative emotionally and mentally, verbally. But you understand, right? You will move on to crazy making behavior, gaslighting, right? Anything to maintain this power and control, because people get drunk off of this. The white man knows this. When he gave our black women control and power and slavery, he knows she's going to get drunk, right? And she's going to keep that man emasculated because no one wants to turn over the power, right? Nobody wants to say, you know what? You're in control now. Let's resume our normal roles. You sit at the head, and I'll take my place, as a secondary parent, right? And you'll be, the one, a decision maker and a shot caller. How many people do that? The white man knows himself that he's not willing to do that. So when he hands the black women this measure of control, he knows she's not going to do that either. And he actively supports this dynamic, right? Let me tell you a story. Child support. All a woman has to do is go down to the white man's office and say, I want him on child support. It's done. It's done, right? You want to hit his paycheck, right? Let's make it inexorbitant. Let's make it an unfair amount. Let's hit him up hard, right? Okay. He's already struggling. This may just finish him off, right? As a black man, go down there and try to explain to them, she's a bad parent. She's only doing this to be spiteful and manipulative. She's a control freak. I'm there for my kids. I'm always doing. Get him out. Get out. Let's say she decides, you know what, I'm going to take you off child support. All she has to do is go down there and say, let him off. And the white man will do it, right? Because see, what the white man did is make her a partner in the oppression of her own people. And black women don't want to hear this. You know, right now, I guarantee you, if they were in the room with me, I'm by myself, but if they were around, man, they would be giving me the business, talking about how bad black men is, why they got a right to be this way. Listen, like I said, I never said black women haven't been through anything. What I'm trying to show you is we've been manipulated, right, as a people, as a couple, right? We've been set against each other. And the trick that the white man used is by giving you control and power, right? And power has corrupted the black female personality and has grown into full-blown narcissism, right? Where black women don't realize, not only it started off with me trying to control you to protect you as my son, as my husband, but the power corrupts. And what it's grown to is, I want to control you for the sake of controlling you. I enjoy the feeling of entitlement to talk how I want to talk, whenever I want to say it, God damn it. And what? Okay? See, let me tell you something. I've noticed this, right? Black women talk that way because, once again, Stockholm syndrome, right? The person who's talking down to the other person must be the one in control and power. So they're not going to give up this style of speaking. You could beg your woman. Let me tell you what's a deal breaker. You know, a lot of black women will tell you what's a deal breaker. You won't work. That's a deal breaker. You don't take care of your kids. That's a deal breaker. You cheat. That's a deal breaker. Let me tell you what a real deal breaker is. Go to your woman. Have all your bases covered. I work. I'm a great dad. I take you out to dinner. I treat you like a lady. You're my queen, right? But ask this question. Would you please just talk to me nice? Will you stop talking to me that way? Will you stop with the sassy? Why you always got to be so smart-mouthed with me, girl? That's it. That's the one thing she ain't gonna give up. Let you ask her to switch up the attitude. Say, please, boy, they're not gonna do that shit. You can forget it. They're not giving up that element of power. Black girl magic. That's the last thing that's gonna go, because it's a trademark of power and control. The person in control is the one who gets to talk down on other people, gets to talk with authority, with aggression, right? They're not going to give that up. And let me tell you this. Think tanks manipulate the behaviors and attitudes in society. Black women think, this is my natural and organic queen self. No, it's not. You've been pushed in that direction, right? Because the elites pay think tanks to keep the population under control and divided, right? So if I limit the avenues that are available to you, right? And I open up certain lanes to you, it'll change the way you think and feel. Birth control. Once birth control was made available to the public, it caused a free sex explosion because they took away the consequences, right? This is social engineering, right? So if I limit opportunities for black men and make available opportunities for black women, right, it'll foster the attitude. You can't respect him. You the one making all the money. Look at him. This attitude will grow, and it'll grow at generation after generation. Come on, black women, you don't see this. You have to be able to see it, right? Go down there to welfare and tell them, I'm with my man, but he's facing limited opportunities. He's working, but he's not making enough. He just went looking, trying to get part-time job. He's trying to do everything he can. Can you give me a little extra help with food stamps? No. You're gonna have to put him on child support. I'm not here to help keep you together. I'm here to emasculate him, give you a few privileges, and break your family up. I don't want no strong family dynamics growing again amongst your people. This is where the Nat Turners come from. The Martin Luther Kings come from. These strong family dynamics, like this unity, this bond. You know, like I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Not to say that, you know, coming from an oppressed state won't motivate a revolutionary. But damn sure, you know, if you stick together and raise the child right, you know, he may become a warrior for social justice. I don't need that. I need gangbangers, jailbirds, drug dealers, thugs. That's what keeps me in power. The fact when I keep you raggedy, keep you and your kind raggedy. Part of that is no strong black male father figures in the house. That'll help with that right there. So don't come down here telling me you want to stay together and you want my help. Tell me you want to hang them to the cross. You can get my help. Come on, my sister. Come on, my queen. Don't tell me you can't see what I am saying. So listen, narcissism. I see it growing amongst our black women, and I want to warn my black women. This is not your natural and organic self. Big mama. That's not you. That's not you. This is you are their creation in that way, right? You go, girl. A strong black woman. They're the ones that are in charge of what we see, what is marketed and presented to us on TV, right? And through other media outlets. They control and foster these attitudes amongst our women, right? This is not your natural organic self. You've fallen for a trick, right? We have fallen for tricks. I'm not exonerating black men. What I'm saying is, black men, we already know what our issues are, man. We've been beaten halfway to death. We understand where we failed, our families, where we haven't been strong, where we failed. We get that part. But let's now take a look at our other half, which is you, our women. Right, I already know what I got to do. You know, we already know we got to be better fathers, right? We got to become more self-sufficient, right? We gotta hold on to our job, save, build, and grow. We got to be more respectful, right? We have to avoid incarceration by all means, right? We have to, you know, stay down, stay strong, and avoid the risk and temptations of going out into the street doing stupid things that'll take us away from our families. We got to stop making babies that we don't take care of. There, are you satisfied? I already know we're not perfect as black men. We get it. We've had Million Man marches just to accuse ourselves. But black women, come on, stop with the flawless black queen mama drama thingy. I'm trying to tell you it's a trick to keep us divided, and that you're growing further and further into narcissism, which is a disease that we may not ever recover from. right? This manipulating, control freak, down talking style of being. It's not going to, be a good look for our future. It's not going to be a good look. So listen, man. By the way, black women, I don't know if you noticed, they're turning what they gave to you against you. You see these commercials where the black woman is in the nail salon and she has the iPhone and she's laughing loud, disturbing everybody? This is the way they're depicting you. They've now moved on to clowning you. I think they feel like we've done a thorough enough job, right, of breaking up their families. That attitude that we gave her is no longer useful, right? Now let's use the same thing to tear her down. You know why? Our black women are fastly becoming the most educated, college-educated group of people in this country, black women. So now they're going to paint you that same attitude that they told you, yeah, you go, girl. They're now going to use it against you, and they're turning it into a clown thing. Now they're making you into a joke, right? So listen, my sisters, I don't know if you're going to agree or disagree, but either way, get in the comment box, get at me, let me know what you think. While you're doing it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like to help me grow this channel, my Cash App information will be in the description below the video. This is the Mind Spray, and I want to say peace to you and your family, man. Peace.